And also a fun fact about that little thing. I think that because it happens the exact same way every time, I think that gives us some insight as to how the RNG works. Either that or those are preset videos, but I doubt it because the jacks move around, because the drops are always the same in the video. Which probably does mean that some level of RNG manipulation is possible in this game. But I'm not the type who can figure it out. I need to grow a community around this game more before that happens, because I don't know how to figure out how to manipulate RNG myself. It might be time-based, which would, probably require a task, but it also might be not. It also might be input-based, which would make it completely completely manipulable, or time-based in some easy way. I don't know. I guess hopefully someone someday will figure it out. Is what I'm saying. Anyway, I've spent enough time at the select player screen talking about the philosophy of running, the philosophy of Jack Bros. So we're gonna start the run. So if you can do the run for normal. If you practice the speedrun, from that perspective, I don't actually believe hard mode's all that bad. It's definitely harder, and they definitely do a few things that are tough, but and doing a lot of these things as the other jacks are a lot harder because Jack Skeleton is the easiest one to use. But it's not actually all that bad, especially given that if you're a speedrunner of this game, you'll probably have all the floor layouts memorized, like I do. And all the floor layouts are the same, so that's a helpful thing to know. That was a 0.1 second red, but I also split like 0.1 seconds late, so... You'll also notice that they changed all the enemy sprites up for hard mode. But they all have the same behaviors. All they changed was, like the only functional thing they changed was enemy placements and trap placements. And of course, a big thing they changed is what holds keys. Like in normal mode, poltergeists always have 50 health. In hard mode, they sometimes have keys, making them, required to get. That being said, in what I call the ghost hunt floor, if you're playing the game casually, there is a 0% chance you can just go without killing any poltergeists. So this version of this floor is actually less RNG heavy than the normal mode one. Oops. Just because instead of goblins, which wander around and place bombs, having keys, elves, which stay still and fire arrows, have keys. So the goblins have potential to be a lot faster with RNG, but they won't necessarily be. I think on average they are, but I don't know. Normal is faster in this game. All the bosses, except for the last one, are identical, and the last one isn't changed very much. So you'll notice this boss and the last boss, while they look different, they have the exact same movements, the exact same patterns. the exact same attacks, the exact same amount of health, etc., etc. So, helpful orbs, that was a good place to find orbs. Most places are good places to find orbs. The thing about orbs, which I think makes them a better drop than invincibility potions most of the time, is if you got orbs in a place that they weren't necessary, that means you're not going to lose them, and you can hold on to them until a place where they are necessary. Although that's kind of common sense. I guess they do last until you get hit. Like right here. I am not waiting through all of that. I will take a hit. And I will save time on that hit because I have orbs. So this is one of those examples. They put keys and items that were just on the floor before. They didn't actually put them in the Poltergeist though, which is interesting. The Poltergeist still have health. Which is nice because, you know, something's happening to the audio. I can't tell if that's in-game or my headphones. But I'm actually going to assume it's my headphones because it sounds like a headphone glitch, unless someone tells me that there was just some huge audio hiccup in the actual game. I went up there out of habit. You don't actually have to go up there. That's the sort of thing I don't want to do. So here comes the worst boss in the game, exactly unaltered from normal mode. You're just going to take hits from this boss. There's not really any way around it. This boss is actually a lot more fun as the other Jack Bros. You know, is something I've figured out. But you don't have a ton of control as this one. Also, it's still easier as this one. Light red split. Getting back on track. Oh, that was a very lucky placement of orbs. So, fun fact, there's a Jack Star up here. Unless I get very specific RNG, I don't usually bother getting it. It's not worth it in normal, but I almost always get it in hard, and the reason for that is that its placement is you have to go up there pretty much all the time in hard because there's a key up there, but there's a goblin that has it in normal, and goblins wander. And it usually wanders out of there because it's a dead end. Now sometimes it goes back in there, and that's when you do it anyway. We're going to do the puzzle coming up, at least most of it. We're not going to do the last bit because we're low on health and can't really afford to skip it. Okay, now we're going to do the whole puzzle. Because I need that. Now we're going to do the whole puzzle, because I need that health. A lot of the hard mode floors are identical to the normal mode floors, except for they give, except for they put a bunch of wizards everywhere, which I guess is supposed to make it harder. It doesn't, though. I mean, wizards just mostly stay out of your way, and if they do get in the way, they die pretty easily. And even if you do manage to get hit by one of a wizard's very slow attacks, it does a whopping 5 damage. The only way wizards are annoying is on stages with pushing blocks, because they can actually go behind the pushing blocks and block off your path for a while, making you waste time waiting for them to move. That's the one place you don't want to see a wizard. We got perfect RNG there with those two. Well, with their movement patterns. We could have gotten better RNG with what they dropped. Not that it really matters that much, but we could have. There's a puzzle here we're going to skip. It'll cost us a little bit of health, but A, we're good on health, and B, it's so slow otherwise. Ideally, you have orbs to do this with, but it's actually not that costly. It's 30 seconds. Well, 30 health seconds, not... 30 real seconds would be quite a difference in the run. So, much like in this boss is unaltered from normal, just gotta stab in the eye. The strategy here is to not... That's the one thing you want to not have happen. If I get low on health, I'll spam Jack Stars. I took a huge risk there to save a fraction of a second and a Jack Star, but it paid off. That's a small time save that came for free. The orbs are good though. So here's one of those rare instances of a floor that's much easier on normal. Or much harder on normal, rather. As you can see here, there were fire breathers in normal, but instead they've been replaced with that laser trap right there. And the thing about that one is that you can just walk around it. It's like not in the way at all. This puzzle's just as slow as it is on normal, and we're going to skip it just as much. It's actually a little faster, but it's a lot more risky. Like, it's pointless. Just take the hits. So I could nudge each one of these out and wait for each one and not take any damage, but that would take a really long time. We're gonna get this 50 health, it's worth it most of the time. Something nice about this floor in hard, actually, is that these archers will continually fire arrows at you when you're in this lane. And, you know, archers do a total of 5 damage with a shot, and those paradises in the corners do a total of 10 damage. Or do 20, rather. So... And you get hit by both about as often, so... You take less damage this way. It doesn't save any time, but... Having more health will lets you skip some stuff. And makes up for time later on. Plus it's safer. That health I won't get. We have a large abundance of Jack Stars, which is going to be really good for upcoming floors. We're just not going to worry about this puzzle. Nope. Nope, more excess Jack Stars. This is one of those, this floor is supposed to be harder floors. Just don't hit those laser traps and you're fine. Those two don't normally go up there. Cost a... I guess that was slightly bad RNG, but it didn't really matter. Orbs. Orbs are good. This is one of those puzzles that you're supposed to solve as not as a different Jack. There's a couple of those in this game mode where you just have to get hit because the... That's bad. I happened to hit the enemy that gives me the secret time bonus. That's a waste of time, ironically enough. So, there's keys inside these things now. Last time, they all had time. This time I have to chase a few. It's not hard, but, you know, it's something you have to do. They also put wizards everywhere, which the game seems to think makes things challenging. If anything, it just gives you more opportunities for drops. I mean, I guess it's slightly slower because you have to stop and wait for wizards to fully appear so they don't spawn inside you, but at the same time, you're not... it's negligible. Plus, like, I wouldn't have orbs right now if I didn't get a wizard right there. This version I actually think is easier, just because it might just be because I have it memorized, though. You can do this, pick all the keys up at once, because before there were goblins. Really nice. Oh. I hit the button too late. Anyway, that's why we use a Jack Star on floors like this every single time. I was not thinking, is what happened there. We're almost at the end, though. I like this floor, and hard mode. I like seeing the little army go by. It's a decent mecha fortress. We're set up for a good Crystal Palace with 8 Jack Stars. I mean, that's the only real thing that carries over between levels. Fun fact, if you were playing this for points, you would... the strategy would be to never use Jack Stars. But, you know, that's not exactly a thing people do. And frankly, I don't want to learn the points run, I just want to go fast. Bombs being everywhere makes this floor much more challenging than in the normal... Oh, but we got one of those. I wish I had seen it on the way up, it would have saved some time. Okay, we got good RNG there, because those goblins are annoying. What's annoying here is this is one of those floors where they just put a million wizards, but because they put a million wizards in a block-pushing puzzle floor, you can... like, it's... You will get that RNG. This time I didn't. Because I got lucky, I guess, but... I'm gonna kill wizards as they spawn here, because I'm gonna get stuck over there anyway. I want that. This floor is... You see, this is more typical of this floor. This just happens. Anyway, the fortunate part is we killed most of them, so the odds of one appearing behind a boulder are actually much lower than normal. We don't care about these. That part's exactly the same as in normal. This part put the keys in goblins and added some, like, fire-breathing snakes or whatever they're called. That's a very annoying place. There's jack traps under these dark areas. You gotta feel them out by sound, but like most jack traps in the game, I ignore them. You also can't hear when they go down, is the thing. You can only hear when they go up. So you need to mentally time it out. But I had orbs, so I wasn't even paying attention, I just got lucky. So this one is this one. And this one. That one you just have to know which portals to take. The other ones just lead straight to these spike traps. Which can't actually hurt you, because they, because when you teleport you get those iframes. Here's another floor that's identical, except for they added jack traps and... Oh, that's good. This is one of those floors where that's good. Yeah, the only thing is I lose time to that special time bonus, but also I get more pickups, so it balances out. This is a good floor to have, things, because it's another floor that's guilty of the whole jack traps under spike pits. This floor has poltergeists you can't catch. I mean, you can catch them as other jacks. It's tough, but you can do it. You can't catch them as this jack, though, so don't try. And this is a floor where I'm glad to have orbs, because it means I can skip the puzzle with few consequences. Although, fun fact again, this puzzle expects you to be playing a different character, so you actually can't... Without orbs, you actually can't do it damageless. I keep talking about other characters, and if at any point you're wondering why don't you play the other characters, it's so not worth it to be able to solve puzzles like that. Like, I have not even managed to beat the game with Jack Frost, and like, I am a speedrunner of this game, and like, I like to think I'm pretty decent. I do have the record. Jackstar. Just gonna take that hit. And I'll take the hit here too. This floor is the same as in normal. We're actually very good on health. Actually, I don't have to do a lot of the ghost hunt this time. Ghost hunt's a little harder here because of the traps, but it's not that bad. Oh hey. We're good. That's enough. Right, we gotta use a Jackstar here on hard. We don't need one here on normal, but we do need one on hard. It does wind up making this floor easier for that reason, though. Oh, we're getting some really good late-game RNG here. We're just getting all the best item pickups in all the best places. So we'll move here. This floor is one of those fuck it, I'm not doing the puzzle floors. Probably shouldn't swear. Oh, and it's one of those. This run was very kind to me. So the pattern doesn't change here. It's down, left. The only thing that this is one of those floors where it's exactly the same but wizards. Upright. I think world record's free at this point. Like, I'm so good on resources and stuff that I don't know how I'm not gonna get world record here. Like, I'm pretty sure I can just stand like this and get world record. And it's ours. We got red splits everywhere. But we got a really big gold on Crystal Palace. Yeah. It's a sub 25 hard mode, which is pretty good, I think. Yep, world record. That was a pretty good Crystal Palace. The rest of the run wasn't actually all that good. It was just that last bit was like a minute faster. I said like a minute. What I mean is 59.9 seconds. Also, welcome back.